Hello and welcome back to the Bois Inc Podcast. This is, believe it or not, episode 10.
Jesus, we've actually made it to 10.
I know, dude. It's kind of crazy. Like, still haven't popped off yet, but like, why would we?
Yeah, we're not really funny or anything of the sort.
Yeah, really. I was looking at the metrics on the last like two specifically, and it's funny because I think the thumbnail is doing a lot of work for us.
How's that?
Because in the 8th episode, I used a different thumbnail because that was going to be the Halloween one where I was just there by myself, and I was.
You actually recorded that by yourself? Like you actually did that?
Yes.
Why?
Because I didn't want to skip. I didn't want to skip a week. So I was like, fuck
You
it.
should have just called me or something.
I know, but you and Nate were both in the middle of this fucking weird depression, and it was like, oh, I can't get a fucking text back.
Oh, we both still are kind of doing that.
Yeah. So I was like, whatever. I have myself. I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the thumbnail, I was like, the problem was my girlfriend didn't have the thumbnail art ready in time. So it was
Does
like,
she make a different one every time? I haven't really paid attention.
No. I've been using the same one, but that one I was like, hey, I want to have a specifically different one for the Halloween episode. And the problem was,
right.
She didn't have it done in time, so I decided it was no longer the Halloween episode. It was the fucking convivial November 3rd episode.
Yeah.
So the thumbnail was just a black screen with white text I made on my phone, and it just says fuck.
Oh, I saw it. It says fuck.
Yeah, it just says fuck.
Because I saw that on my notifications, because obviously I'm subbed and notified of everything that happened on the channel.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, it's just fuck, and it didn't do very well, but the one that me and Nate did last week has done way better already.
Nice.
Like, probably double the views, which is like 15, but it's still doing a lot better, so.
I was gonna say, because I haven't watched like a single one yet. I hate my own voice. I can't watch them.
I got you. I've been slowly whittling them down. I think I'm on episode 6, so I'm catching up, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
So, something interesting I think I might be able to say a little bit about on this episode would be, speaking of the we're not fucking funny bit, I've been thinking about bringing someone else on who may or may not be able to fix that.
Who?
Okay, he basically has the same fucking name as you, just last name different, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to not confuse that. So
I'm Joe, he'll be Joey.
That's already, yeah, I mean, I already basically call him Joey. He's already Joey in my phone, although you're JoJo in my phone, so like...
Yeah, I know, because you're a jackass.
Which
Joey is it?
You don't know him, he didn't go to our school.
It's just like the whole, you don't know her, she goes to another school girlfriend thing, or...
No, he's definitely real. Like, I talked to him for fucking, like, 5 hours last night. Like, no shit. So...
How long have you known this dude?
Like, maybe since 3rd grade?
Okay, so you do know him.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing is, like, I hadn't been talking to him for a while, just because, like, we just kind of stopped talking to each other. It wasn't like we were mad at each other or anything, we just kind of didn't.
Fell out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, we didn't really fall out. Like, there wasn't anything, like, between us that was, like...
Not like that kind of falling out. I just mean, like, y'all just stopped talking. Like,
yeah, exactly. Out. So then I was like, because I was thinking about it, I was like, well, if you and Nate are going to be, like, hard to get on sometimes, especially, like, with both of you, I was like, I need to just have more people that I can ask to be on.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we should do anyway.
Yeah, so I was like, alright, well, I know he's interesting enough, and I have the fucking chemistry with him to make it funny. So I was like, fuck it, let me hit him up. So I just hit him up out of the blue, like, 2 days ago, and he was completely down. So
nice.
That was pretty sweet. So yeah, he may or may not be joining soon. You know, I'd prefer to not, like, just throw him into an episode where you're meeting him for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk to him, meet him, shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, so I figured, you know, we could do something like that. But yeah, I mean, I think that'll definitely help, because I think he's really hyped to do it too, so that'll be cool.
Nice.
So, you have any topics for this episode?
No.
You have no topics?
Not a single fucking one.
All right. I can lead with one. This is probably gonna. I think there's a lot to talk about because I don't think I've mentioned the new Assassin's Creed game on this podcast yet.
Oh, Valhalla or whatever it is?
Yeah, there's been a lot going on with it. So I have a lot that I can talk about with it because I've been playing it and it's whatever. Something I'd like to start with, though, is this fucking ridiculous thing that happened that people may or may not have heard of, where basically the game was being accused of being ableist.
I did hear about that. I don't remember why.
Yeah, so I'll catch everyone up. Basically, there was a description of a character in the game, and it read something like this character has a burn scar on her face or whatever, and she's ashamed of it, so she wears a mask all the time. And that was it.
Okay.
And some fucking cuck tweeted, he's like, I cannot believe that they would be this offensive. And he's like, I was playing Assassin's Creed as soon as my girlfriend, who's a burn victim, walked in and she was crying. I hate that this is the only exposure she has to this game now. I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's ridiculous. No, none of that happened. That's fucking insane. No. No. They're not saying anything offensive. They're just saying, yeah, this character has burns on their face, and they don't like it, so they covered it.
Yeah, that's not ableist. That's this is their character arc.
Yeah, their character is that they're insecure about their them being fucked up from being burned in the face. Okay. So then the fucking official Assassin's Creed account replies, and they're like, sorry, we'll change it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, cucks, wall to wall. Dude, they should have just been like, no, fuck you.
Honestly, it would have been funnier if they did.
Yeah, if they were like, no, fuck off, wall. I would have been like, yes, perfect game, 10 out of 10, but no. It just had to be, sorry, we'll just change it. What the fuck do you change it to? What, do you just get rid of the burn?
Yeah.
Fuck it, you know what, now her face is normal. It's like, okay, well, now you're not showing disabled people, you fucking ableist.
Yeah, isn't that worse now?
Yeah, exactly. Do you like the representation? I mean, I don't know if the character was a villain or something, but it's still representation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, whatever. But the game has been getting all kinds of different takes about it. My favorite is the people that are like, it's actually not historically accurate. That's not what the Vikings would have been doing. And I'm like, dude, people aren't playing Assassin's Creed for the historical accuracy.
No, they play it because you can jump around and do parkour like you fucking can't in real life.
Yeah, exactly. I can jump off a massive building and not have to die right afterward.
Exactly.
I can just land in a haystack and walk away from it.
See, this is why I don't like video games. It appeals to the male fantasy.
Exactly.
Jumping off the fucking building.
The male fantasy of ending my fucking life.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly, dude. The male fantasy. Fucking... God, I hate the patriarchy. Just constantly trying to kill themselves. It's ridiculous. Yeah, there's been a lot of people saying a lot of fucking stupid shit about it. They're like, oh, but the castles in the game wouldn't have been built yet. And everyone's like, but would you rather there just not be castles?
Yeah, what do you want, a half-finished fucking castle in the game? Shut the fuck up.
Well, we have a shitty log cabin for you to raid. You have an entire fucking Viking raiding party ready to attack a fucking small hamlet with a pile of stones nearby that will be a castle in 100 years.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's that's something I've seen getting thrown around. I think something I would like to talk about just briefly that isn't Assassin's Creed related would be this fucking article on Kotaku, and the thing is, Kotaku is absolute fucking garbage. They're supposed to be, games journalists or whatever, but, games journalist is a fucking... Games journalism just sucks overall.
Yeah, from what I've heard.
It's just fucking garbage. It's ridiculous. So this dude is writing a review of the PS5. like for a video game news site, right?
Sure.
And it's kind of fucking ridiculous because he goes on this whole fucking thing about like, oh, well, where it's an actual review where he's like, oh, well, this does this, and it's way better than this, but like, you know, maybe not this. And then out of nowhere, it just flies off the fucking rails. Like, he's talking about all of the fucking technical upgrades where he's like, oh, well, you know, everything boots off of an SSD, so all the loading times are really fucking quick, and it has ray tracing, so all of the reflections look really fucking good. And then he just breaks the paragraph with, but I'd be remiss to ignore all the reasons not to be excited for the PS5. So this is what he says are the reasons you should not be excited for the new PlayStation game. Direct quoting here. The world is still reeling under the weight of the COVID-19 pandemic. There are more Americans out of work right now than at any point in the country's history, with no relief in sight. Our healthcare system is an inherently evil institution that forces people to ration life-saving medications like insulin and choose suicide over suffering from untreated mental illness. As I'm reading this, it looks very likely that Joe Biden will be our next president, but it's clear that the worst people aren't going away just because a new old white man is sitting behind the Resolute desk. Well, at least, not this old white man. Our government is fundamentally broken in a way that necessitates radical change rather than incremental electorism. The harsh truth is that for reasons listed above and more, a lot of people simply won't be able to buy a PlayStation 5, regardless of supply, or if they can, concerns over an increasing austerity in the United States and the growing threat of widespread political violence supersede any enthusiasm about this console's SSD or how ray tracing makes reflections more realistic. That's not to say you can't be excited for those things.
Let me stop you real quick.
Yeah.
How much did Biden pay this motherfucker to write this shit in?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know why in the middle of his PS5 review he's talking about why you shouldn't be excited for the PS5 because COVID-19 and healthcare. Like, bro, I'm gonna have to hit him with it. Who the fuck asked?
Honestly,
no one.
I'm searching. I'm looking.
Yeah, exactly.
I do not see who asked.
Yeah, bro, I can't figure out who is asking. Like, what are your political takes in the middle of his
I love how people
PS5
try to
review.
stay the left don't agenda push. What is that then?
Yeah.
What is that then?
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck that was. I was like, what the fuck is it? Like, why? In the middle of the review, it just becomes, here's why you shouldn't want it. It's because shit sucks.
Honestly,
like, well, it's fucking insane. Like,
it's ridiculous.
Dude, I love it. He's like, you know what? You shouldn't be excited for the PS5 because our government sucks. And it's like, okay, you're allowed to feel like that, but maybe don't include that in your company's official review of the fucking PS5. Like, the PS5 is about as far removed from politics as I can imagine.
I mean, sure, there's console wars, but it's not political.
Yeah, it's not a political thing. It's people going, PS5 better, no, Xbox better. And they're like just arguing over it. It's not really a political thing.
And then there's the pussy ass PC master race. Like, no one's arguing that PC's the best. Okay, we get it.
Yeah, it's like no, there's
obviously it is.
Yeah, it's like obviously
most customizable. All that shit.
Exactly.
But
it's like the PC is just the best one. No one's arguing that it isn't. It's more the debate on which is second place.
Right. And arguably, you can argue that PC isn't the best, but who cares? I personally like console.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't argue that PC is worse than console.
I don't think it's worse, but I think console has its merits against PC.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I like all of the jokes about people on PC being elitist, though. I fucking love it.
They are.
Like I saw one where it was just like some fucking gif of this like.
Thank you for saying GIF and not GIF, like fucking Nathaniel.
Yeah, I said it properly. So it was some fucking gif of like some dude just like freaking out and yelling, and it just says like PC owners when their $3,000 rig has like 60 frames a second when the PS4 only gets 30 frames per second. And it's like, yeah, you paid an extra $2,400 for the 30 extra frames per second.
No, it's not even that much. The PS4 was like $300 new, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's just like
it's like $2,700. It's even worse.
I know. Yeah. Well, yeah. Depending on what you pay for like a really good PC, like it'll run things great, but you are dropping a fucking lot of money on it. Like PC is just way more expensive. Like they're dropping parts for the same price as a whole console.
Exactly.
Right? Like if I really wanted to make like just build a fucking PC that would last me a couple years, like the length of a console generation, it would cost a couple $1,000s.
Yeah, it would.
Which is ridiculous because I'm not even getting games for it. Like at least
No, that is just the PC.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just the fucking hardware alone. So that's kind of the downside, but like that's really it. It's really fucking expensive and it's kind of complicated to set up. But apart from that, PC is just better.
Yeah.
It's basically the iPhone versus Samsung thing where it's like PC would be Samsung just because it's like kind of better in most ways, but it's just less like noob friendly, I'll say. That's like the best way to put it is like if you don't want to have to set shit up or customize anything in any way, the iPhone is better because you just turn it on and it works. Like you don't question it, you just plug it in and turn it on and it works. It's the same thing with a Mac. Like a Mac, it can't do half the shit that a PC can do, but it's way easier to set up. Because it already comes with its own fucking... it already comes with its own fucking operating system. If you already have like an Apple account, you can just sign into it and start using it as soon as you plug it in.
But then, when you look at the OSs, one of them is way more accessible than the other.
Yeah,
like, customization-wise.
Yeah, it's like, well, would you rather be running Mac OS or Windows? And I'm like, well, probably Windows.
Yeah.
Because Windows is kind of just better for most things, like especially being able to customize shit. But yeah, so whatever, right? Like, no one is legitimately arguing that PC is worse than console.
No,
I don't think anyone is saying that because that's fucking ridiculous. Like, no, just no. So yeah, so with Valhalla, right? I noticed something interesting. I noticed because it came out like a week after Watch Dogs Legion, which they're both made by fucking Ubisoft. I don't know why they would drop both of their... I was about to say big budget, but Watch Dogs Legion is very clearly not big budget. Where they're dropping their big title, open world, like, sandbox games 1 week apart when they're supposed to take more than just a week to finish.
Yeah.
And it's because they just don't give a fuck about Watch Dogs. They actually just don't care at all. Like,
I haven't cared about Watch Dogs in like a couple of years.
I know. Well, that's the thing is like Watch Dogs 2 was good. Like I really liked it. Watch Dogs 1 was massively disappointing but playable. Like if you go into the game with no expectations, you'll be like, this is okay. But if you go into it with the expectations that everyone had at the time, you would be like, this fucking sucks. I hate it.
As someone who played Watch Dogs with no expectations, I did think it was okay.
Yeah. You're like, this is a perfectly acceptable game. Like, this is alright. But, like...
I thought it was a little bland.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like, there wasn't a whole lot to it.
Yeah. Yeah, which is fine. Like, because you didn't have the expectation, right? Like, the expectations were fucking huge for that game. And it just didn't. So...
Yeah, I also did not pay for it. It was free. So.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, yeah, and then Watch Dogs 2 came out, and basically everyone avoided it like the plague, except me for some reason, and I really liked it. And I think whoever did play it was like, yeah, this is definitely better than the first one. And they didn't hype it up like crazy either. It fixed a lot of the problems a lot of people had. And then, with Legion, it looks like they just went, alright, fuck it, no one's buying Watch Dogs. Let's just try our most ridiculous gimmicks on it, because there's still going to be a small amount of people that buy it. And if people hate it, we don't lose any money because it wasn't going to sell anyway.
Yeah.
So they're like, fuck it. In Watch Dogs, there's no main character. You just play as...
How you play the game.
Yeah, they're like, fuck it. You just recruit literally any civilian off the street to be a part of your team. Like, what? It's like, yeah, you just run around looking at people, what they would bring to the table, and you just do missions for them to recruit them into your team, so then that way you can take them on main missions. If they die, you can set it so that they just fucking die.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it could have been done well. It kind of wasn't. Then again, I am really pissed off at Ubisoft for this one because I've been playing it on the Xbox One. And I don't know if anyone has been attempting to play Watch Dogs Legion on the Xbox One, but the keyword there is attempting because you fucking can't.
Oh.
It just crashes every, 2 minutes. It's impossible to make progress.
Well, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, my brother had the pre-order for Valhalla or whatever. We have game share, so I was like, I'll end up being able to play Valhalla when it comes out. But I was like,
Yeah.
I am playing Legion, so I'd prefer to just beat Legion and uninstall it quickly, because there's a ton more games coming out, and I don't want it just sitting there taking up space. So then the day Valhalla was, finally playable, I was like, no, I want to beat Watch Dogs first, and I just couldn't. I had, 7 crashes, just one after another.
Damn.
And I was like, okay, this is unplayable. Fuck it, I'm playing Valhalla. And Valhalla has crashed too, but not nearly as frequently.
Still not good to have a game crash like that, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, the Valhalla crashes are weird too, but, it's not nearly as frequent. I've had maybe 5 crashes for Valhalla, and I've been playing it. I think I've put, 25 hours into it, so 5 crashes over 25 hours, not super bad, 1 crash every 5 hours. Still not great. I would prefer it to be fucking 0.
I'd honestly say that's still pretty bad.
It's definitely not good, yeah.
In terms of other video games that do not crash like that at all,
yeah,
that's not great.
Yeah, I mean, I've played games that just have never crashed. So
yeah.
You're like, oh, well, it should be doing that. But the problem is I can't go after it for it because it's not Watch Dogs. Because I'm like, well, at least I can make progress. Right?
Yeah, 5 hours in Assassin's Creed is quite a bit of progress.
Exactly. I can do several main missions and a ton of side shit before it crashes. And sometimes it just won't crash.
My dad started playing Black Flag again.
Oh, yeah?
I guess maybe either he heard about the new game and thought, well, I'm not buying it, so I'll just play an old one again, or maybe he was just in the mood, but I came over the other day, and he was just playing it again.
Dude, 4's good. 4 is the second best game in the series.
It honestly makes me want to play it again, because it is such a good game.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. Valhalla, I don't think is anywhere near, top of the series level good.
What's that?
I said Valhalla, I don't think is anywhere near top of the series, top tiers.
No.
But, it's alright so far. I think the problem I have with it is that, basically everything about it is just stolen.
How so?
So, remember when they put out Origins and everyone was like, this is just a Witcher clone?
Sure.
It's still that, but they just keep tacking on additional mechanics that are stolen from other games. So, for instance, in Origins and Odyssey, basically the way health worked was very traditional for the way health works in every other game, where you have a health bar, when you get hit you take damage, and it's split into different segments that if you don't take the full bar of damage, it'll regenerate up to a certain threshold, and once you leave combat, the whole thing regenerates. And it's like, alright, sweet. So then, in this game, they decided, no, we're not doing that. What we are doing is literally just completely copy and pasting the entire health system from Horizon Zero Dawn and putting that in.
Oh.
I don't know why they thought that would be the one, but it's, it's whatever. But I'm like, I don't know why they decided to lift that from Horizon and be like, yeah, now this is our health system, which is basically you regenerate 0 health, and you just need to run around and find fucking health pickups around the world. But also, if you're full health and pick one up, then it basically just creates a healing item.
Oh, they removed healing? Altogether?
Basically, the only way to heal is to eat food. So...
But you can't just, naturally heal anymore.
No. No, so if you jump and fall like a fucking idiot and take a ton of fall damage, you can't just walk that off. You need to go find some fucking berries. Some of the best
parts of that game.
Yeah, you need to go.
You could literally just walk it off.
Exactly. You just need to go fucking find some berries or some mushrooms or something and eat them, and then you'll be fine.
It's not that bad, but it is annoying.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. I don't think it's a bad mechanic technically, but it's just completely stolen. Is my problem.
Yeah. It's also completely different from every single other fucking one of their games.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it in Horizon Zero Dawn because that was kind of the point. Was like you're supposed to be living off the land. You're supposed to be resourceful, so you're not just gonna regenerate health. You need to go find some healing items. And granted, sure, they were fucking everywhere, and in this game they are fucking everywhere. But like, this one isn't really about like being resourceful, considering you can kind of just button mash your way through every fucking combat. Like,
yeah.
The one I think the game has two fucking unique systems in the whole thing so far. It looks like the skill tree and the weapon system are really it. And the only thing unique about the skill tree is that you can literally reset it whenever you want for absolute free. Which I fucking love that. That's great.
Yeah, it's different.
Like, just being able to go like, you know what, I just want to switch my skills. And then you just completely clear your fucking skill tree and spend all of the points again for free.
That is actually really cool. Does any other game do that?
I'm not sure. Not that I can think of where it's just completely free, right? I know tons of games where they're like, oh, we can let you reset your skills, but it always costs something. So, like...
Oh, you know what? I know one game that lets you do that, and the skill tree in that game is fucking pointless anyway.
Which one?
The Crew. The original, I don't know about the second one, but the original, The Crew by Ubi, did the same thing where you could pretty much just reset your skill points.
Oh. See, the problem
was the skills were so fucking pointless in that game, it didn't matter.
Yeah, I was going to say the problem was that it was The Crew, and the only reason that anyone wanted to play it was to be a part of a crew, and it didn't fucking have that.
It did, but it didn't work.
I know. So it really didn't. I remember it was fucking Games with Gold that we were both trying to play for like an hour and a half, and we just couldn't connect to each other for some fucking reason. Like,
or like we'd see each other but would not be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, ha, I can see you. We'd be next to
each other and just couldn't do anything.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I see the outline of your car. It looks like your car is haunting mine. And that's it.
And then that was it, yeah.
And it's like, how is your game called The Crew not gonna have multiplayer like that? Kind of ridiculous. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm uninstalling this shit. So then the other system I think they do sort of uniquely is basically you can, there's different weapon types, and
sure,
your character has a main hand and an offhand. And
that's cool.
You can kind of put whatever one-handed in each hand that you want. So like the way it's introduced is you have like a one-handed axe at the beginning of the game, and that's it. And it's just in his right hand, it's in his main hand. And then you find a shield, and it's like, okay, go ahead and put the shield in his offhand now. And then you do, and it works very similar to the other Origins and Odyssey games in the series, where it's like, oh, you just hold left bumper to block when the shield is in your offhand, and you'll block all incoming damage or whatever. Unless it's unblockable. But then, they're like, oh yeah, but if you put the shield in the main hand and the axe in the offhand, that changes it. So now, instead of being able to block with the shield on left bumper, you can swing the shield at someone with the right bumper and use it solely to attack people. And I believe now, I think you can still block, but it's a different button. And the axe, the only way you can swing it is to drain all of your fucking stamina. Because,
well, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting system because they're like, well, yeah, you have, if you hit left bumper, that's like, whatever is in your offhand, it's unique to that weapon type. Right? So the shield was, your unique thing is blocking, because no other weapon can do that. The axe is, if the axe is in your offhand, you'll just start flailing it around wildly. And my favorite is, it lets you dual wield. Right, so you can put an axe in each hand and then hit left bumper and just start swinging both your arms wildly, chopping everything around you. which is great. But then I had a hugely important question that I needed answered, which was, can I dual wield shields? And you totally can.
Can you? Oh god.
Absolutely you can. And that's my fighting style now. Is I run around with a big ass kite shield in my left hand and a small like round like buckler shield in my right. And I just beat people to death with them. It's pretty
I guess if it
great.
works, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh,
fuck
dude,
it.
it's OP. It's fucking amazing. Because, like, the parry window for, like, how long you have to parry an attack is way longer on a shield, I think. And I can kind of just take people apart by just parrying them over and over until it gives me a free hit on them that does a ton of damage.
Nice.
So that's sort of been my way to get through everything, is I just swing the shields at them until they attack, and then I just deflect everything. And it looks goofy as shit. I fucking love it. So that's probably what I would say is like the draw of the game, is being able to find whatever two fucking weapons you want and just throwing them in whatever hands you want and going nuts.
Yeah. It sounds kind of fun, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely the most fun I've had, has been just playing with different weapon types.
I should actually tell my dad about that, because I don't know if he knows there's a new one, but he's played them all since Black Flag, because he loved Black Flag so much.
Wow.
Like, I think he bought one of them on disc. Origins, I think he bought. No. Syndicate. He bought on disc.
Oh, okay.
And then it came out for free on gold, so I just have it now. And he bought Origins, like, online. And I think that was the last one, right, before this?
No, then there was Odyssey.
Oh, and he didn't buy that, because that one wasn't very good, was it?
No, not really.
No, and he didn't bother with that one. But he might like Valhalla. I'll have to tell him about that.
Yeah.
He's driving me to school later, so I'll tell him about it on the ride up, I guess.
I got you. Oh yeah, because your car's all fucked. Yeah.
Did you see my Instagram story?
I did, but in the weirdest way. So
Every single fucking cylinder. Every single one of them is misfiring.
damn.
Not a single one is working right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked
great.
up. Dude, the way I saw it was funny though, because I got a notification that it was like, "Oh, Joe has added to his story. Check it out." And I was like, "I'll check that later." So then I checked later, and it was already down. And I was like, "Fuck, I guess I missed it." I was like, "Damn it! I guess I don't get to see whatever your story was." And then my girlfriend messaged me with a screenshot of it, and she's like, "What does this mean?" And it was your screenshot of like all of your cylinders being fucked up, and it just says, "Well, fuck me, I guess."
Yeah, because fuck me, I guess. Like, alright, great.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh, that was his story?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, I think his car's fucked up."
Yes.
I was like, "I'm not sure."
That's what you can tell her.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell her my engine doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah, it was. She literally just messaged me the screenshot of your story and what does this mean? I was like, I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but I think it's his car is fucked.
Yeah, I mean, alright, so technically a misfire, it doesn't have to be, like, totally fucked, right? Like, a misfire can mean something really small.
Yeah.
Because there's a multitude of things that can cause it.
Yeah.
But in my case, I'm well aware of what it is, and it's fucked.
Damn.
It is no small issue. My car is trashed. It is not a spark plug, which is typically the easy fix. It's not that it's not getting fuel in one of the cylinders, because I know my fuel lines are fine. It's a compression issue, and when you have a compression issue, it means you have a valve train issue.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that means, so I'll just take your word for it.
It means it's fucked. That's truly it.
Oh, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah. Anybody else who watches this and understands, well, we'll get it. So, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yo, funny enough, so Nate just messaged me saying, "Can we record at 3?"
Well, sorry.
Yeah, I think not. I'm sorry, but it's looking like that's a no.
We can record another episode for next week.
No, I got shit to do later.
Oh, you do?
Sorta, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I've been thinking about fucking quitting my job because I just don't like it. I'm just like really don't want to
You work?
fucking do it.
Oh, I know where you work. I remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So just doing retail. So I really don't like it. Something about quitting, and one of the one of the things is like, oh well, I want to sort of have an idea of what I'm gonna do after that.
Yeah.
So basically, later today, I'm just gonna be looking into what it would be like if I tried to get certified in like video editing. Like I just want to kind of try to pick that up because like it's gonna be useful here anyway.
True.
So I was like, I can at least take some fucking online classes for it or something like, and then see if I can put that to work for me. But I'm not sure if I want to do that yet. So I'm just gonna be looking into doing that later today.
Nice.
So
Well, I wish you luck.
thank you. Yeah, I kind of have shit to do. So yeah, this is gonna be have to be a hard no from me, Nate. Ayo, so you weren't on last week's episode, so you're gonna have to go back and listen to last week's because I talked about something really fucking interesting, but
Okay.
that was just kind of a weird night the day we recorded it because like we recorded it and then we immediately went to go hang out and do some shit afterward.
Sure.
And basically the thing with Nate recently has been like, you know, he's been having like seizures or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
we were finally like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna go hang out, we're gonna go watch a movie or something. So right before I drove out of his like, right before I got him out of his house, he was in the fucking car with me, and he's like, all right, yeah, I'll pull up the directions. I was like, just so I'm clear, what do I do if you happen to start having a seizure? And he's like, all right, the chances of me having like a really big seizure that'll require me go to the hospital, like 0%.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, good to know. And I was like, is there another kind? He's like, yeah, there's another kind. It's way smaller. It'll be completely like unnoticeable. I'll just have to tell you.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That he did. He did that with me the other day.
yeah.
It was like a really, really small one. He did tell me about it. And I was like, well, what do I do? He's like, nothing. I just have to tell my mom. And that's it.
Yeah. For me, he was like, yeah, I just have to take a pill and I'll be okay. And I was like, all right, sweet. Sounds good to me. So we fucking get to like the movie theater. I'm about to park. Like I'm pulling into the spot and he's just like, I'm having a small one right now.
Yep.
And I was like, what the fuck? That came out of nowhere. And I was like, anything I can do? Because I'm kind of in the middle of something. And he's like, nah, I just have to take my pill. And I was like, all right, sweet. I'll just not flip my shit.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And the thing was, I was trying to be like paying attention to whether or not he was having a seizure, because during the movie, like we were watching a movie like in the fucking dark with a lot of flashing light. Yeah. And I was like, maybe keep an eye out for that. And at one point, I wasn't sure if he was having one because he wasn't like shaking or anything, but he just wasn't saying anything. And when I looked at him, he was just staring directly at the screen, like not, like kind of with a blank expression. I was like, I can't tell if he's just watching the movie or if he's like dying right now.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, all right, good. Wanted to make sure you weren't dying on me. So that's how that shit went. And then, you know, there were the fucking, you can't go to a movie without hearing people fucking talking. There was that crowd where it was just a bunch of fucking teenagers came in and just started talking very loudly over the movie. Which,
I mean, we do that sometimes, but
no, we don't have a whole fucking conversation during the movie.
no, that's true. We are slightly obnoxious, though.
Yeah, we'll kind of be obnoxious because we'll like whisper jokes about it to each other and like laugh obnoxiously loud.
Yeah.
But like, we're not having a fucking conversation about something completely unrelated to the movie.
No, we've never done that.
Like, yeah, I mean, it was people who weren't even watching the movie; they were just talking to each other.
Yeah, I probably would have turned around and thrown something at him because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, probably. I mean, me and Nate kept looking up at him, and I seriously considered just yelling, "Shut the fuck up, please."
Yeah.
And I was like, why pick the fight? I've already seen this movie anyway, like 3 times. so doesn't really matter.
What movie did you go see?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, well, I'm not really missing anything. I've already seen it several times, so.
No, at that rate's just obnoxious.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, they're just being assholes, whatever. Who cares? So, that...
Yeah, in that case, I might not do anything, but...
Yeah, that was how that went. So, you know, that's kind of what I've been up to recently with, you know, hanging out with Nate, and Watch Dogs Legion just fucking not working. I think I've got one more thing that I can talk about real fast.
Okay.
So, I believe it was like maybe 2 weeks ago now, where I was getting ready to go to work. I fucking pull up. I'm in the parking lot. I get it on my car, lock it, start walking towards the store, and I realize, like, hang on, that's weird. They have a bunch of like brown paper covering all of the windows, but from the inside. That's odd. I was like, I should probably talk about that. Like, I should probably ask someone.
Yeah.
So then I get up to the front door, and the way the door works is like, basically there's the normal front door that just opens when you get close to it when the store is open, and then there's two doors, right? There's the exit on the left, and then the actual like normal entrance directly in front of you.
Sure.
And they said if you're an employee, you have to go in through the exit just because there's a thing that tracks how many people come in through the entrance, and they don't want you throwing off that number. So I was like, alright, fine, I can use the exit. I just need someone to come unlock it for me. So basically, I walk up to the front door to open it, and when the store isn't open, the door isn't automatic anymore. You just need to open it. So I go to pull it open, and there's a ton of fucking shopping carts in the way. And there's like a gap in between them just large enough to like squeeze through.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh. That's even weirder. What the fuck is that about? So then I close the door behind me and I go to, you know, I call over the PA or whatever to ask someone to come open the fucking door for me. So then one of our guys with the key comes up and he opens it and he's like, oh, how you doing, whatever, and we start talking. And I was like, so what's the deal with all of the everything that's been done up here? And he's like, oh, it's, you know, people are rioting and everything because, like, this was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, we don't want to get looted or anything. And I was like, but why the paper, though? Because, like, that's not going to stop anyone from breaking a window. It's literally, like, tissue paper.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, well, the rationale there is that people would look through the window to see where the register is and then just break the fucking window, climb in, and just grab the register and run.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I mean, I guess that makes slightly more sense.
Yeah, but only slightly.
Yeah, where I was like, alright, well, I mean, I guess you don't want people seeing in, but, like, it looks kind of unwelcoming to have a fucking retail store where you can't see inside of it from outside. Right? You're like, I wonder what's going on in there. I have no idea. I'm just going to have to go in and see. So that's always great.
Yup.
Because I was like, oh, I guess the store is in fucking riot mode right now. And that was when, like, it looked very likely that we would be looted because they were in Philadelphia looting, like, the night before or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had looted a fucking Foot Locker. And they're like, oh yeah, well, they looted a Foot Locker because, you know, they want sneakers or whatever, right? Like, because, you know, that's how justice works. He's like, a dude dies, so now the whole community gets some free shoes. So the problem is, I work in a fucking, like, sporting goods store, and we also sell a fuck ton of shoes. Like, a ton of different, like, sneakers or whatever. So we're like, oh, they might be coming for us next. Once they realize that all of the fucking supply from Philadelphia is gone, they might just come out here and do it. Like, oh.
Kara, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. What's up?
I'm getting a phone call. Give me, like, 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Should I just pause the recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So the funny thing is I can't actually pause recording. I can just stop recording and then start recording again. So we've started recording again. This is episode 10, part 2. The first part was so good we had to make a sequel. was also only
Yeah, of
fucking...
like what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, it was only 40 minutes. Yeah, no, it was. I think we still got some time left. So,
Okay.
yeah, so fucking Nate messaged me at, he's like, yo, when do you want to record? So I just hit him with like, yo, we're recording right now. He's like, oh, okay, I'll just sit this one out. I was like, you can still be in it. We still have 20 minutes. He's like, nah, I got shit to do. I was like, okay. Like, just, I think it'd be funny at least if he just fucking joined in for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it would be kind of funny. I wish he would.
Considering it's been like fucking 6 episodes since we've had all 3 of us.
Yeah, I don't think we have in like forever. And the last one I was in for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I believe the last episode we had all 3 of us for was probably episode 4, and you dropped out of there pretty quick because you had to go do something.
I had to do, but I was
you had to go
doing
do something. So you just dropped out of that one.
Pick up my car.
Oh,
That's what it was.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you just dipped like in the first 5 minutes of that episode, and then me and Nate did it, and then after that it was like you and I did an episode without him, and then all this fucking shit happened, but then now we're here, and we still haven't had all 3 of us.
Nope.
So that's fucking great. Yeah, so I've got something I can talk about for the person I'm thinking about bringing on, just something funny about him specifically, like the conversation we were having last night.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I was thinking about was I was like, well, if I'm bringing him on, like, I got to get him into the channel art somehow, right? So
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck, I hardly know what he looks like because I haven't talked to him for fucking forever. So I was like, well, plus my girlfriend is going to need reference pictures of him anyway in order to draw him, like, regardless. So it doesn't matter how good I am at describing him, even if I could describe him. So, okay. So then I was like, well, shit, what's the least awkward way to ask someone to send you fucking reference pictures? And it was great because I didn't need to ask anything. He just started sending me fucking pictures of himself.
Nice.
He just started sending me fucking ridiculous pictures of himself because he's just had nothing to fucking do because he had COVID for the past like 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
So he's just been quarantined like at his house. So he's just had nothing to fucking do. So he just like has been sending me these fucking ridiculous pictures of himself. Like one of them is he's just sitting there in his room shirtless and he just has a fucking entire bottle of apple juice in his mouth. And it's fucking great because it's from his Snapchat and I don't have the context. But the caption just says, if he acts out of line and needs to be intimidated, show him this. It's just him fucking deep-throating an apple juice bottle. Yeah, some of these are fucking awesome. I think my favorite, though, is his pic where he sent me a fucking picture of his traps.
His
like,
what?
His traps.
What do you mean?
Like the muscles. Like in his neck. Like not in his neck, but
Oh.
like around your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he said someone hit him up on Snapchat and was like, yo, you feeling better? What's going on with like COVID or whatever? And they're trying to talk to him and they're like, oh, has anything been making you feel better? And then he sends a picture of him flexing his fucking traps and he goes, other than my traps, not really, maybe just the Advil. It's fucking great, dude. I love it. But I was like, great. He just sent me a bunch of weird fucking reference pics I can use. So I think the way we're going to show him in the channel art is going to be him presumably fucking T-posing wearing a high visibility vest and like nothing else.
Awesome.
So I've been hyped to get that going. I still have to talk to my girlfriend about it, but I'm sure she'll be down. So that'll be cool. But it was fucking great because I told him about that. He's like, oh, so I guess I shouldn't have been like autistically sending you pictures this whole time. I was like, no, dude, it worked perfectly. Like, thank you. I needed these.
Yeah.
Great call. I just didn't have to be weird and ask you for them. You just sent them without me even needing them, like, without even knowing. So that was pretty fucking great. So we just started joking about how weirdly proportioned his body is.
Nice.
So yeah, I think he'll be a good addition.
Sounds like it.
So that'll be good. I was thinking about hitting up some other people too, but I'm not sure right now. You know, we'll have to see how it goes. But you know, I thought that was pretty funny. Fucking A. So I think this episode has been pretty good. I gotta cross some of these fucking things off my topic list. I got one more thing. I got this fucking great trend that's been popping off on TikTok recently. It was like really more popular like maybe 3 weeks ago, but it's still kind of funny now. And it's basically this one fucking dude. I think he may have been like popular on Vine or something. I don't remember, but like he's on TikTok. He kind of resembles that one guy that like he made that one Vine that was like, my main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
Yeah, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, ha ha ha. And then the guy's like, go back to sleep and starve. He kind of looks like a mix of both of those Vines. Not the guy that says it, but the weird like har guy, and the guy that's like, I've just been waiting here for you to make me a sandwich or whatever. It looks like the guy is a weird mix of both of them, and it's a fucking TikTok he made just sitting in his car talking into his phone, and he just said the realest shit ever. Like, the most factual fucking statement of all time, I think. He just goes, I ain't never seen two pretty best friends.
Oh, I've seen
Always
that.
one of them gotta be ugly. It's fucking facts.
It is.
It is fucking facts.
It's great.
There is no two best friends that are both good looking. Always one of them gotta be ugly.
Yes.
There's something about that fucking meme that is just perfect.
That's why everybody fucking loves it, because it's fucking perfect.
Yeah, the only thing that I've seen people be able to point to be like, no, look, it's two pretty best friends, is like a TV show where it's like, no, those are actors. Like, I doubt they're actually best friends. I saw someone be like, oh...
No, I think the best is, what about 4, and it's the Impractical Jokers. That's the only, good one I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen somewhere they're like, they're fucking around with like, yeah, how about 4? And then they show a fucking, whatever. But like... I think a completely unrelated one that sort of tied into that one was I was watching a fucking TikTok last night where he's talking about like the top 5 characters that got out of the friend zone or whatever, and he's like at number 1 we got Freddie from iCarly. He got out of the friend zone twice and with 2 pretty best friends. He's like, he did it not once but twice with 2 pretty best friends. You know anyone else that can do that? This man went from simp to pimp. That's why he's number 1. I was like, he's not wrong though. He's not wrong though.
No,
I can't tell him he's wrong. I fucking love it. So that's definitely why TikTok is the best fucking social media platform. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh, it absolutely is. I love TikTok.
TikTok is the fucking best one. Instagram sucks. Snapchat sucks.
I hate Instagram.
Whatever the boomers are using sucks. TikTok is the only form of salvation for us. Nothing is better than TikTok, honestly. Like, especially the cringy parts of TikTok that people make fun of, I fucking love it. Like, the way that TikTok just fucking... I don't know, something about it is just fucking magical. Like, did you see that one bitch who's, like, really fucking popular on there? She made a video of her doing like the WAP dance or whatever, and it like
I'm not sure.
It got really popular, and it was like one of her most popular videos, I think. And she's like, that was basically one of her most popular videos. And the thing is, her and like her sister are both really famous. Like, they're 2 of the most famous people on TikTok. It's like Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio.
Oh yeah, aren't they like canceled now or whatever?
I don't think so. I mean, unless you're talking about canceled by my favorite TikTok account, World Famous Spoon, where he's like, I'm gonna get more followers than Charlie D'Amelio. Meanwhile, she has 100 million followers, and he's like, he has less than 1 mil, and she has 100 million.
She's starting to lose followers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She has like 200,000 less than she did the other day or something.
Yeah, I don't know why. I haven't looked into why she's losing all the followers. All I know is people are just fucking dunking on her for losing all the followers, and they're like...
I know why, and it's because it's come up on my For You page.
Oh yeah.
She's losing followers because there's some video of her and her sister, and they were like at dinner or something with like a professional chef or some shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck he made because I didn't pay enough attention. I didn't care. But Dixie's like throwing it up,
What the fuck?
and Charlie's bitching because she doesn't have 100 mil yet. And James Charles, the man himself,
Oh my god.
goes, "Oh, so 100 mil or 99 mil is just not enough for you, or 95 or whatever."
Yeah.
He like totally just calls her out on her shit.
Yeah, he's like, why does it matter that you don't have literally 100 million followers? You still have 99 million. Like, is that really worse? Is that really that bad? You have
that was the
99
whole
millions.
video.
What is one more million gonna do for you?
And that was like the whole point of it.
Oh, is that she doesn't give a
I
fuck.
guess people are mad at her now or some shit. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, I like where she took this gimmick of doing the fucking WAP dance because she did it, her sister did it, and then they decided to get the whole fucking family in on it. Then her mom did it, and I think it was like really cringe, so I think she ended up deleting it or something. But her mom did the fucking WAP dance, which was even funnier.
Oh, God.
But I think it got deleted. And then her fucking dad did it. Her dad was legitimately on TikTok.
He like legitimately fucking did it?
Yes.
Why?
Because he's a fucking legend, that's why. Dude, it's so fucking funny. If you haven't seen it, look it up, because like it's fucking funny. But I just love that was where they ended up taking it. I was like, yeah, fuck it, get the whole family involved, even your parents for some reason. Oh, your dad actually did it? That's pretty funny, actually. Like, all right, you know what? That's the only TikTok on your whole account that I'm gonna like. I have to leave that one a like just for him being a fucking king. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to leave a like, comment a bunch of fucking like crown emojis because this man is legitimately a king.
Yes.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm scrolling through my podcast topic list, and I just realized I haven't been taking shit down when I talk about it. Fuck. Fuck. So, just, I'm gonna have to be very brief about this one. But, okay, so I think, I hope I fucking talked about it. I think I did last week with Nate. I don't think you heard it, but basically there's this fucking weird old guy at my work who's really kind of awkward, but like he apparently did a lot of cool shit when he was younger because he was apparently like, okay, I'll just give you the quick rundown of the story. Basically, me and my friend are at work. We're unloading a pallet to put shit up on the floor on a display, and out of nowhere he gets a call over the walkie, and he's like, from this old dude. He's like, hey, my friend's name. Hey, can you come to the front real quick? Yeah. And my guy's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So he walks up to the front, disappears for a bit. I'm still unloading things. A few minutes later, he walks back, and he goes, yo, so Dave just called me up to the front? I was like, yeah, what did he want? And he's like, I'm not really sure. He started telling me about some weird old 50s horror movie that I didn't know the name of. He just started telling me about it out of nowhere. And then he just started talking about when he was in Nam. I was like,
okay.
I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, so then I just tried to get the fuck out of there. And I was like, I mean, that's smart if he's just having flashbacks to Vietnam. You should probably get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, so wait, he just called you over and, like, just started telling you about being in Vietnam? And he's like, yeah. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't know. The store I work at is fucking ridiculous because you also missed the story about me talking about the time a mafia boss came in.
Oh, God. I'll have to hear that one later.
Yeah. You're going to have to just go back and watch the episode that me and Nate did last week because that's where I told it. Because it was like, it happened like earlier that week.
Yeah.
I was like, I finally have a retail story that is better than your crackhead screaming at me through the window story.
That one's pretty good too, though.
Yeah, I was like, I see your crackhead and I raise you a mob boss.
I think mob boss.
Yeah, I think that's just a higher thing than than fucking than a crackhead. Like, anyone can just not sell cigarettes to a crackhead. But have you sold a treadmill to a mafia boss? That's the real question. So that was fucking fun. So I think we have enough. Yeah, I think we have just about enough to make up an hour here. So I think we're good. Yeah, you still there? Oh, okay, sweet. So he just fucking dipped. I didn't realize that. I should have. Oh, he's back. Oh, yo, what's up?
Yo, something happened. What happened? Disconnected.
I was about to say, I don't know. I just checked the fucking Discord and you weren't here.
I was. It fucking said I was. It does that sometimes.
I don't know.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I was like, huh. Okay, then. Guess I'll just fucking end it here, then.
Yeah, it just does that. I don't know.
Yeah, alright. I think we're good for this episode, though.
Okay.
Alright, so thank you for watching episode fucking 10. Yeah, we're on 10, I think. Hang on, let me check that. Let me check that real fucking quick. Because, like, I don't want to fuck this up twice.
Right.
Yes. Okay, yeah, we're on episode 10. So, thank you for listening to episode 10 of the Bois Incorporated podcast. It means a lot. Like, comment, do all that shit. It helps the video out. Helps it, ride the algorithm. That'll be fucking great. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll, see you next week.